An AI built to fix security bugs just broke one. 5 days later, a completely different AI found the hole, failed its first hack attempt, read its own error message, rewrote the attack, and got in. GitHub's own AI coding assistant quietly introduced a hole into Snowflake's public code that let anyone break in just by typing a message. 2 separate AI security scanners looked directly at that code and missed it completely. An autonomous AI attacker then found the hole on its own, tried to exploit it, failed, diagnosed its own failure, and broke in on the second try without a human touching a single line. It stole a live company credential and walked straight into Snowflake's internal ticketing system. And right now, GitHub and the security firm that caught this are publicly disagreeing about which AI is actually to blame. So who's actually in control of the code here, the humans who are supposed to be reviewing it, or the machines that are quietly writing, breaking, and hacking it while everyone else looks away? Stick around, because the part where the AI attacker fails, thinks, and comes back smarter is the part that should genuinely unsettle you. Let's start at the beginning, because the setup here is almost too clean. Snowflake, the massive cloud data company most of the Fortune 500 quietly runs on, has a public code repository called Snowflake Connector Net. It's open source, it's on GitHub, and like a lot of modern repos, it has an automated workflow that fires every time someone opens a new issue. The workflow's job is boring on purpose. Take the title of the issue, package it up, and file it as a ticket in Snowflake's internal Jira system. Nothing dramatic, just plumbing. On June 18, 2026, that plumbing changed. A pull request went through, and GitHub's Copilot Autofix, the company's AI tool specifically built to detect and fix security vulnerabilities in code, was listed as a co-author on the change. That's their own number, not independently verified. GitHub is actually now disputing exactly how involved Copilot was, and we'll get to that. But whoever wrote it, the new version of that workflow did something quietly catastrophic. It took the old safe way of handling the issue title and replaced it with a version that dropped the raw text of that title directly into a shell command. Here's why that matters. If you can control what text goes into a shell command, you can control what the computer does. And the issue title is something anyone on the internet can type, not a developer, not someone with access. Anyone with a GitHub account could open an issue on this public repo, and whatever they typed as the title would get fed straight into Snowflake's internal automation. The fix even had a safety check bolted onto it, a line that was supposed to make sure only real pull requests could trigger the dangerous part. Except that check compared a value that only exists when something is a pull request. When the trigger was a plain issue instead, that value didn't exist at all, and GitHub systems read the empty result as true. The lock was designed to keep strangers out, and it swung wide open the moment a stranger showed up. And this is where it gets almost absurd. GitHub has its own advanced AI security scanner. It looked directly at this exact code change. It didn't flag anything. Snowflake's own security tooling looked at it too. Also, nothing. 2 separate AI-powered defenses stared straight at a hole you could drive a truck through, and both of them said it was fine. The hole sat open, live, on the public internet for 5 days. Then, Wiz, a cybersecurity company, pointed something called Red Agent at Snowflake's public repositories. Red Agent isn't a person clicking through code. It's an autonomous AI system built to behave like an attacker, scan for weaknesses, decide what's exploitable, and actually try to break in, all without a human directing each step. On June 23rd, during a routine scan, Red Agent flagged this exact workflow as vulnerable. So it tried something. It crafted a fake issue title designed to escape out of the shell command and run its own instructions instead. It submitted it. It failed. A syntax error. The kind of thing that, a few years ago, would have ended the attempt right there because the tool doing the attacking wasn't smart enough to know why it failed or what to do next. But Red Agent read the error message. It figured out what went wrong. It rewrote the payload, and on the second attempt, it worked. The malicious title broke out of the shell command, executed on Snowflake's own automation server, and reached back out to a server Wiz controlled, carrying a stolen access token with it. That token wasn't nothing. It belonged to a real Snowflake service account, and it granted Red access into Snowflake's internal Jira, the ticketing system where the company tracks its engineering work, its security compliance issues, and its bug bounty program. For 5 days, that door had been standing open to anyone who knew how to knock. Wiz confirmed through Snowflake's own audit logs that no one else had walked through it during that window this time. Snowflake moved fast once they knew. They revoked the token and patched the workflow the same day Wiz reported it, June 23rd. No customer data was touched. This was Snowflake's public code infrastructure, not their product. That's the caveat worth being honest about. This wasn't a breach of anyone's actual data warehouse. It was a breach of the company's own internal machinery, sitting one step removed from the product people actually pay for. But here's the part that turns this from a bug story into something bigger. GitHub is now publicly disputing that Copilot Autofix ever wrote or even reviewed the specific lines of code that caused this. Wiz says the commit lists Copilot Autofix as a co-author on the change that broke security. GitHub says its AI never actually reviewed that code at all. Outside reporting digging through the commit history says it's genuinely unclear whose AI is responsible, because the change got folded into a larger merge alongside other commits. Two companies looking at the same commit log, disagreeing about which one of their machines is to blame. Think about what that actually means. We've reached the point where a security failure happens, and the postmortem isn't which engineer missed this. It's which AI system caused this, and we're not entirely sure, and neither is the company that built it. So step back and look at the whole chain. An AI tool built specifically to make code more secure may have quietly made it less secure. Two other AI systems, built specifically to catch exactly that kind of mistake, looked right at it and missed it. And the thing that finally caught it was not a person either. It was a fourth AI, one built to attack rather than defend, that failed once, taught itself something from that failure, and broke in on its own. At no point in this entire chain did a human catch anything. The only reason we know about this at all is that the AI doing the finding happened to work for a security company that publishes what it finds. That's the story here. Not really AI hacked AI, even though that's the headline. It's that an entire layer of software supply chains is now being written, reviewed, and attacked by systems that operate faster than the humans nominally in charge of them. And the only thing standing between quietly patched in a day and silently exploited for months was which AI got there first. So, is this proof that AI versus AI security is actually working the way it's supposed to, catching things humans would have missed for months? Or is it the first real look at a supply chain that's already slipped out of human hands, and we only found out this time because the right company happened to be testing? Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.